Yeah, I mean, I just think that we're continuing to see growth across the country in the sport of women's basketball and in the passion that fans have for the entertainment that it provides. And we're seeing across the Big Ten Conference some of the biggest crowds, and we really feel like and know that our support here at Nebraska is just as strong as some of the other fan bases in our league. And so watching some of those big crowds and 12 and 13,000 fans turning up at other places in our league, we really feel and felt like that that Husker Nation can kind of flex their muscles and show the same.
You guys gave Iowa quite a run last time in Iowa City. What went well in that game that you guys will have to replicate this game?
Well, I thought we got off to a great start. That's one thing that I thought is really important. I thought that we kind of knew and understood how we wanted to be able to try to attack them and where our opportunities were going to come from offensively. But the other thing is you have to get great shots at the basket and limit turnovers, because they are so good in transition and they get out and really can run to layups. They can kick out to dagger threes, and they're so dangerous in transition that you've got to find a way to slow that.
Your team has played generally well defensively this year, but Minnesota gave up 95 points. What needs to change to get back to the level on that end that you want to be at on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to be committed and locked in to the defensive game plan and aware and alert to personnel. And I thought there were a lot of things that kind of broke down at different times throughout that ball game, and Minnesota being the top offensive rebounding team in the league, I thought they made us pay on a couple of offensive rebounds, but it's going to just take a complete effort for 40 minutes, staying locked into defensive game plan and personnel.
Amy, what kind of showcase will this be, not only for your team, but for the sport of women's basketball? You're bringing in a team that is a national championship contender and the likely player of the year, and of course you're going to have the fans supporting your team as well. So what does this mean for, I guess, whatever the next step is for your program in the sport as a whole?
Yeah, like I mentioned, I really feel like there's been incredible growth over the last few years of people really taking note of just what a outstanding form of entertainment that college women's basketball can be, but also, people really grasping onto the stories of these incredible young women, and they're so much more than just really good basketball players. They're just outstanding people that want to connect to the youth in the community, and the more that people start to kind of learn about how special these young athletes are, the more intriguing it is to come and watch them do what they love to do. And so I think that is just really special that we're to that point where people are acknowledging that and wanting to support that. And I think this game tomorrow will be a testament to that. Well, I'll tell you this much. She's a very special player that I don't feel alone in being unable to solve the puzzle of I watched enough film on her to know that there's a lot of people trying a lot of different ways to slow her down, and it's easy to talk about and not so easy to actually to do. But certainly she's been great for the sport of women's basketball and the Big Ten Conference, and just a special player that we would love nothing more than to try to find a way to get a win. She's an absolutely incredible scorer, and the confidence that she's gained over a couple years of being able to do that against the best competition in the country just continues to grow. But I think the one thing that is just really elite is just the way she passes the ball and passes her teammates open. And the more she plays with Monica Sanano, the more she knows exactly where to place the ball to lead her to buckets and how to hit her teammates. And I think that is what's really grown and separated her as just a special player.
This is more a hypothetical question than anything, but when a player takes 25 shots a game, how many points would you expect them to score?
Yeah.
Generally, like if Jazz took 25 shots, how many points do you think she would score?
Yeah, I mean, for us, like we would prefer to not have players that are just producing 1 point per shot attempt or whatever. So I mean, I would think you would want it to be over 25 points for sure if they're going to take 25 attempts, no doubt about it. But I think there are different quality shots, and so I think obviously kid like Izzy Bourne, who's been pretty efficient, knock on wood, here lately, and she got 25 shot attempts, it'd be awesome, because I know they're probably going to be really high quality shots.
You don't have any time to think about the past because you have this game tomorrow, but like, is there a thread of why you think you guys have struggled just to close out games? And you have closed out some, but others you have not.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's strange is when I look at it, there's been certain games where we have not gotten off to great starts, and then we fought and have just been able, we dug ourselves a little too big of a hole early. And then there's been games at Northwestern where we scored 30 points in the first quarter and got off to a great start, probably played the best basketball we've seen the Huskers play, and then kind of late had to hold on and take care of the ball against their pressure down the stretch and so I think the biggest thing for me, Sam, is just that we've got to figure out a way how to string together 40 solid minutes. And you're not going to always play every minute of a 40-minute ball game at the very best, but we can't have those surges, whether it comes at the beginning of the game, in the middle of the game, or not closing out the game where we just let our foot off the gas, or we're not able to score, or we go through those spells where we give them back-to-back threes in transition and with a missed layup in between, or those types of stretches really bite you in a conference like the Big Ten with a schedule that we've been up against this year. You just have to eliminate those from the game, and so far it's just continued to be a little bit of a Achilles heel for this team.
What have the conversations been like with your team leading up to following Wednesday and leading up to tomorrow about keeping the spirits up, the confidence, and knowing that you need them to play a complete game?
Yeah, I mean, we just keep talking about the fact that we know we haven't played our best basketball yet, and that if we keep pressing towards that, there's a lot of opportunity to do some fun and special things for this team, and we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to our seniors to keep our foot on the gas, trying to press towards becoming the very best version of ourselves.
Monica gets a lot of help from Caitlin and the attention in her passes, but what does Monica do well to be so efficient and so productive?
Yeah, well, she has incredible footwork. She's got really good, quick feet and great balance. And so by the time the ball is touching her hands on a catch, she's already halfway into her move, and it makes it a lot more difficult to be moving into defensive positioning after that. And so I think she just has really, really good footwork, really good touch, nice soft touch around the rim, and great passers around her.
What was your reaction the past few weeks when you heard 9,000, 10,000, and now hear Jeff say 12,000?
Just honestly really kind of brings tears to my eyes a little, because I even think back to when I played here at the Devaney Center and just starting my career off as a 30-30 club member. We've all heard that story and walking on the team, but in some of those early years, having 400 or 500 people, come to games, and eventually, our senior year had, really good crowds and playing in, winning games in the NCAA tournament, and that really helps. But I think for me, it's just really special the way Husker Nation has answered the call for this team and this group, even though it's been a little bit up and down this season for our group, but we have such an incredible fan base that's just going to continue to remain supportive of us and show up for the Huskers. And I just think that says a lot for this program.
What was 30 minutes? What was your 30 minutes?
Oh, yeah. So my dad and brothers would tease me all the time about if we were up 30 or down 30, I was going to get 30 seconds of playing time. So that's why they called it the 30-30 club for me. So.
Anything else, Coach Williams?
Thanks, guys.
Just real quick, Seamus, before we start with questions, I just want to say how proud I am of Sam Griesel for hosting the blood drive today at the stadium, and for what he went through a couple years ago with the ulcer, and basically his life was saved with a blood transfusion. I've been through 2 of them and lost almost half my blood in my first open heart surgery back in '05, and it saved my life as well. So the awareness that he is bringing for this cause is very commendable. Just Sam continues to do things that make everybody around him and everybody in this state, everybody that's affiliated with this university, proud to be a Husker. So, just really proud of Sam for everything that he's doing to raise awareness for a great cause. Yeah, it's very important, and you just see how our guys continue to get out in the community. And it is very important, and we lost some of that the last couple of years with COVID. And when you have to be so careful, and what it can do to your program, if you get that, if you get that running through your team, which obviously we had. So what our guys have done, and Derek Walker, a lot of them do it behind the scenes, and they're not looking for the glory of, hey, I'm getting out here, that's why I'm doing it. They're doing it because they genuinely care, and they genuinely know how big of a difference it makes to get out there and understand that they're role models in this community. And we had an event planned yesterday for our guys to get out to some schools, but with finally getting a significant snowfall, they had to cancel that. But it's really gratifying when you have a group of guys that take that much pride in getting out and being a good example for especially younger kids and a lot of times less fortunate kids.
How useful has in a few days of extra days of prep time been after
Oh, I thought it made us really sloppy today, to be honest with you. Generally that happens. I mean, been around this thing long enough. A lot of times after one day you come out and you're a little bit sloppy. When you have 2 days off, which we had to do by rule, we were throwing it all over the place today, and if we do that on Sunday, that's not going to be a recipe for a victory. So, gave us a good opportunity to jump them and get on them and get them focused. We got a huge day tomorrow, 2 more days of prep, and hopefully clean some things up. Tomorrow, this team obviously in Maryland is playing as well as anybody, not only in our league but in the country right now. And that run they went on in the second half against Purdue, that's pretty hard to do. And they, open up a 20-point lead at one point on the number 3 team in the country. So we know that I think it's a team that's won 7 out of 8. And if we turn the ball over like we did at Maryland, it has a chance to be an ugly afternoon. If we take care of it and we have smart attack, pretty similar, I guess, to what we just saw at Rutgers, we're going to have a good chance. in this one. But, there's a lot at stake, obviously, for our team right now, and we just have to continue to go out and play for each other, play the right way, and value every possession. That's going to be a huge key in the game on Sunday afternoon.
That first meeting out there, 15 turnovers led to 20 points off them. As you mentioned, they need to take care of the basketball. What did they do defensively that created so many problems with them?
Yeah, they did to us what they do to every team pretty much. They've got such great activity and anticipation, and they'll run a very similar press to what we saw at Rutgers, and then they'll drop back into a couple different defenses. I thought we had good attack early against them, and then they bothered us with some of the things that they did as far as their switching. We had a couple careless ones too, and the thing that Maryland does better than anybody is they convert. If you turn it over, it's a layup on the other end or a three. So, if we're going to turn it over, I'd rather throw it in the balcony than just give them a live ball turnover where they get a pick six out of it. It's the single most important thing in this game is finding a way to take care of the ball, get a good quality shot up on the glass, and then able to get back in transition and set our defense. We're still chasing too many balls on the offensive glass, and we have to get back. We have to load and get set in the half court. Yeah, we've been in a pretty good rhythm offensively, and we just need to keep doing the same things that are getting us quality looks. The one thing in a few of those games, we've had our percentages have been really good lately. The one thing that has cost us has been the turnovers. And when we've taken care of the ball and, you look at our trend lately, we're trending in the right direction. I think we had 15 at Rutgers, but when we did beat the press, we got a great look. And the turnovers didn't lead to baskets against Rutgers. So it's just a matter of continuing to do the things. The movement's been really good. We're finding the right guys. Our pace has been great. Pace doesn't always mean you have to shoot it quickly. It means get the ball over, get into your offense, and then cut and screen with pace and purpose. And that's the biggest thing that we've been doing, and that's why our numbers are trending in the right direction. Yeah, I don't think I have to have those conversations with the guys. They know what's at stake. They know the quality of basketball that we're playing right now. We're continuing to improve with our young players. Basically with the new system that we've implemented since Emmanuel and Juwan have been out of the lineup, and we're just continuing to get better every time we step on the floor. But you can't step back and take a breath and take your foot off the gas. You have to keep doing the things that are making you successful. And I'm confident we will. I'm confident that our guys will continue to play with great effort, and that's all we can ask of our team. If you come in the locker room after the game and say you were the harder playing team and hopefully the more together team, then let the chips fall where they may. But, it's a group that has continued to compete, continued to prepare, and, we get 2 more days to get right for this game on Sunday. And right now it's one at a time. It's a weird schedule. We played so many games in a short amount of time. And then we had to take 2 days off, which I don't love, but we had to by rule. And, we get another week after this one before the next game. So it's not an ideal time to get a bye week just with the way we're playing right now. 2 games in 12 days or whatever it is. But, it is what it is. It's the schedule that we were given, and we just need to continue to do the things that are making us a solid basketball team right now. Yeah, he really, I thought, kept us in that game early. They hit some shots. Hyatt hit a couple tough ones at the end of shot clocks, contested. They built a little bit of a lead, but CJ was able to keep us in it with his three threes to start that game. And, basically I think it was even. It was 16-16 with CJ hitting 3 threes. And, that allowed us, and I think it gave us some early confidence with CJ knocking down those shots. But we're going to continue to rotate that 5th starter and, kind of see where it takes us. But, CJ, we felt good about him getting back in the lineup. I loved his energy on the bench, even though he didn't play in the second half against Wisconsin. He was over there engaged and talking to guys. He was talking to guys in the huddle. And that's what it's all about. And that's what this team has been really good at. Whatever their role is, they've accepted it. and they've thrived in it. So, you know, CJ to not play in a half, to go into a starting role and be as key as anybody on the floor the other night, it just, I think, shows you everything, or tells you everything you need to know about this group. And, you know, we'll see what happens. This might be another game where Blaze and Derek get some minutes together. And, you know, Blaze plays 4 minutes after playing the season high against Wisconsin. That's just the way right now our team is built, and a lot of times what the other team's rotation looks like. But we have some versatility with this team, being able to play big, being able to play small, and you'll continue to see those lineups here down the stretch.
Maryland has 4 guys that average in double digits, but does everything kind of run through Jameer?
Yeah, Jameer, he's been incredible, and in my opinion, he's an all-league player, and he does so much damage in the paint. He gets downhill with that left hand, and he's hard to stop if you don't get up and win the line of scrimmage with the pick-and-roll defense, or get under and get to an angle of containment. He's so explosive getting to the rim. The other thing they killed us on were free throws. They were 24-26 the last game we played. He was 9 for 9. And they did a lot of damage there. It was actually, I think it was a 9-point game, you know, about midway through the second, and then they went on a big run to put it away. But fouls were a big issue in the game at Maryland. And we do take a lot of pride in keeping teams off the line, but we did not do a very good job in that game. On our double teams, we got split. We were soft in that game at Maryland. So just got to clean it up. We got to be better. And, you know, that was still pretty recently when our guys had gone down, so we were still learning each other, I think. But just, yeah, need to have a full 40 minutes if we're going to have a chance on Sunday.
The broadcast made multiple references to the change in your offense, and they used the word triangle. What have you changed in your system since Juwan and Emmanuel got out? Why has it been so effective?
Yeah, I don't know where the triangle comes from. We have a zero triangle. You know, really, I guess we played through the pinch a little bit, but yeah, I think the biggest thing is those guys are playing with so much pace right now, and the confidence that we're getting early in games. But, you know, it's just our spacing has been really good. Our cutting has been really good. Obviously, Casey draws so much attention. You get CJ out there, the gravity he provides with pulling the defense closer, that allows Derek opportunity to go to work. Griesel, I thought, was very efficient. I thought he was terrific. The other night had great control with 12, 12, and 5. You know, in a game, he just continues to stuff the stat sheets. You know, Jamarcus has been good. Sam is playing with a lot of efficiency, and it's, yeah, when you have multiple weapons on the floor, and we've had probably a little bit more of that as of late, that can knock down shots, that when you can pull the defense closer, that's just going to open up opportunities for your playmakers, and I think that's as big as anything.
K-State is obviously getting a lot of attention, you know, with the ESPN deal, and
Yeah.
Steph Curry tweeting at him and all that sort of stuff. Is he the type of kid that's aware of that? Like, how much does he pay attention to all the hype and love he's been getting over the last?
Yeah, I don't think a lot. And, you know, his demeanor doesn't change. His approach doesn't change. I saw he did send something back. I don't look at that stuff, but one of my kids showed me that Casey tweeted back, "Thanks, Steph," or something like that. But he's not active on social media, and I love that about Casey. I wish everybody had that approach. You know, but I'll say this. A lot of guys do it for the right reasons. I mean, what Griesel does on social media, I think, is incredible. You know, other than that, our guys really aren't all that active on social media, and I think Casey as much as anybody, but that's pretty darn cool. You know, I know that's his idol. When you got your idol sending a direct message to you, I don't know, is that a direct message? Probably not. At him. Quote tweet? No quote tweet? Okay. Anyway, he tweeted at him, which is pretty darn cool. But yeah, I mean, Casey, that's a special moment that he'll remember for the rest of his life.
You expect a full house?
I expect a full house tomorrow for Amy, and in the women's game, I'm excited to you know, to see some of that tomorrow after our practice. And it's a great weekend to be at PBA. For, you know, first of all, show great support. It's going to be a heck of a game. I know they've sold already over 10,000 tickets. You know, let's try to get that thing full tomorrow to show support for the women's team, who continues to go out there and compete. And then, you know, we've been so thankful for our crowds. And, you know, I think people have really appreciated this group for how they've continued to battle through adversity, and, you know, just how much fun this group has been to coach. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to a great weekend at PBA. Thanks, guys.